and black side of it. Let's go ahead and jump over and do Learning with Unc. Oh, we got 4th place. Lame. All right, we're gonna leave the arena and take a look over here. I'll start off with the first game. I did. I didn't do. I usually don't do much research on my opponents because I think it kind of messes with my head. I'm not that kind of player that does a lot of preparation. Other than I play and teach chess already a lot, so I'm just trying to get better at chess. So I have lines for mostly everything, as you guys could probably guess. Thank you for the follow, haha. Yes. Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'll be looking forward to my next person I play. If you guys know someone I should play next, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to challenge them to a match. I don't care. I will play a Grandmaster and get my butt whooped. It's really just about fun for me and making content, and then, you know, yeah, it's just a good time for me. I'll play chess either way. Badfish? I'll play Badfish. You think he'll play me? That would be fun. I haven't played him in a while. I know he's been streaming again, which is good. When's the last time? You know what? It's actually been a while since I've seen people be who's cheated. I have my little thing right here, which tells me how often people cheat. Let's see how often it's been. For a while, it was so hot, guys. It was so hot. You're checking my DMs, guys. You're checking in my DMs. Here we go. This is chess.com. 3 days ago, 6 days ago, 18, 18, 29, 19, yeah. It's funny because you can always tell. I mean, I can always tell whenever they're cheating because it's just like the moves are really good. They're beating me on time. They know all the openings, which I'm one of the few people that I know that knows all the openings. But yeah. All right. Tell him to jump into my DMs and then we'll do a match. I assume we'll probably do a 3-minute, 1 minute. But yeah, that'll be fun. Badfish is our next match here, guys. Anybody else you guys can think of that you'd like me to play against? I know I'd like to play Bullet Chess Girl match. I don't play Title Tuesdays. They take too long for me. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our tournaments. I'm sorry, tournaments. What am I thinking of? Let's go take a look at my games of me playing against Unc. So, let's see. There. And where is Learning with Unc? Here are they. Here are the matches. Here are the games. It looks like, oh cool. It looks like he's already checked out the accuracy of these games. Because someone has to request it. So this is our first game we played. Learning with Unc. Here we go. Here we go. This was our first game here. I think this was the first game. Okay. And it's already got the game review on here, so I'll just go ahead and just jump into it. I typically don't like to put that on there. Bullet Chess Girl is a weapon. She's the queen of chess. Nope, I won't play Vaisler. I'm not playing people today. Oh, this looks like a tough one for him. I had a good game with 85% accuracy. He was at 74%. Oh, let me scroll down so you guys can see it. And then I played like a 2400 here. Sweet. Not too bad. So let's take a look at the game review. He played e4. I played c5, c7. Wait, this is not our first game. Is it? d4. No, this is not our first game. Maybe this is our last game. I'm so sorry. That's our last game. You know what? I'm dumb. You have to scroll all the way down. All the way down is into the past. So this is our first game, guys. Sorry. All right, yeah, this is our first game here. The first game, I think he could have won this one, or at least got into a winning position. Yes, I won Unc with 7.5 to, I think, 1.5. We had one draw, I had one loss, and then I won the rest. All right, 2350, 2450. Oh, he got a brilliant this game. Wow. That's awesome. He got a brilliant. What was his brilliant move? Bishop to d4. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into the game here. Knight to f3. I did know that Unc likes to play the Philidor defense from the white and black perspective, which is very tough because it can be really hard to play that opening because it's very, very defensive. Okay, here we go. Knight f3, knight f6, symmetrical variation. d3. At this point, I knew he was playing the... well, you know what? No, I didn't know. I thought it was playing King's Indian attack, maybe, because this is the move for King's Indian attack. So I played it like I would a King's Indian attack. g6. Bishop G7. This is why I don't like it like this. I don't like the little arrows coming in every freaking second. Pawn to E4, castles, Bishop E2, pawn to C5. Again, I was treating this like I was just trying to control the center, a reverse King's Indian defense. Oh, don't be mean, Bix. C3, D5. Here I'm just controlling the center. Queen C2, pawn to D4. I found that I like this move a little bit more. You can definitely play pawn E5 here, but a lot of times they just take and they have this line memorized, and it's really hard for me to create any kind of winning chances, at least fast in these games. D4. A4 here. This stops any kind of expansion of the pawns over here. Takes. Pawn to B6. I'm just playing very solid right now. One of my ideas is going to be putting pressure on the queen side here, which makes sense. So D3 and C3 are the pawns I was looking for. He mentioned he was already scared about knight B4 ideas because when the bishops opened up, when the knight moves, they'll attack the rook. I mean, it's definitely something I would see, but it's not something I'll see right now because it's not there right now. But yeah, I mean, he plays this line a lot, so I'm sure he's used to seeing a lot of this kind of stuff. All right, rook B1, bishop A6. As I mentioned, I'll put pressure on the D3 pawn. Rook E1, rook C8, rook opposite of the queen. Now, I am thinking about knight B4 and knight D4 ideas, so the rook will attack the queen here. Bishop to F1. H6 here. I know it looks weird, but this is a really kind of slow-moving game, like I said. So H6 just really stops knight to G5 here, which is not really going to happen here, but I'm also kind of waiting to see what he's up to. If I was going to improve on this, I might play queen to D7 and rook to D8 to put pressure on D3 here right away. H3, king H7, overprotecting on H6. E5, and now the game is on. He pushed the pawn forward here. He's getting a little bit aggressive. And now my knight jumps to D5. Great square here. Knight takes C3 ideas are in the air. Knight takes on E5. Again, not right now, but this is the thing we're looking at. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I look like a sidekick. That's what my mom tells me. All right, knight to E4. Good move. Taking on E5 actually does work here. I thought it didn't work. I thought after knight takes, bishop takes, knight takes C5, this was bad. And I don't know, it kind of is bad to me. Rook takes on C5 can get played because they're attacking here and the discovery's here. Rook takes here and I can take on C3. I don't want to give up my dark square bishop here, so I just didn't like these variations. I keep it underneath control. Just pawn to E6 here. Knight D6 attacking the rook. The knight here, I don't think can be maintained because there's already ideas what knight takes on E5. In fact, I think the computer earlier says that you can play knight takes on E5 here right away, which is pretty cool. Knight takes on F3 check, pawn takes, queen takes. And, I mean, look at all this stuff we have there. The pawn structure's just messed up here. I wouldn't mind this. Let's see, what's the computer giving this? -1. Again, this goes into complications, and I didn't want to go into this stuff. Rook C7, knight B5, rook D7, perfect. Remember, D3 is my target square here, so I'm trying to go over this. And now, pawn to D4, perfect. To attack my opponent, I need open files and diagonals, so that's what we get. I'm going over my games versus Unc that I played yesterday. Pawn takes, now I finally got this open file here. But the knight's underneath attack. Knight A5, simple chess. Knight D6 here, a good move stopping my either queen C8 or other rook coming to C8 here. Also opened up the attack on my bishop. Let's trade this guy off first. Rook C7. This knight is too strong to live. Let's get rid of it. Knight to C4. And then here he put up a little trap here, which let's see if you guys can see. Thank you for the follow. It was knight takes, pawn takes, rook to C3 here. Do not take on D6. Here Unc set a trap for me with bishop A3. A very nice idea. So, rook C3 first, killing it, and then I can take the pawn here on D6 next. Queen A6 is a good move, attacking pawn. You could defend it, but then after bishop A3, this pawn can be really annoying. So let's just go for it. Oh, I played queen to D7 here first. I didn't want to do that, but then he plays knight E5 and he forces me. Okay, now I gotta take. Queen takes. And here I can win a pawn, but I didn't want to, but I have to, I think. This knight's just too strong here. Bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes. The bad part about this is the dark squares are weak. I already had calculated that bishop b2 doesn't work here. Queen to c7. So obviously if he takes, I take the queen. If he trades queens, we just take back with the rook. And now I got a really good endgame. In fact, my knight's really good here. A4 pawn will probably fall here, and this is a very good endgame for me, shall I say. Queen a6, rook c4, rook c1. A very good move here. He's going to take the c file, and I can't stop it. If I try to play like rook to c8, I thought after... Oh, you know what? I did miss this. Rook takes, queen takes. I thought rook c1 would get played, but the queen is just hanging here. So this is definitely an improvement. Dang it. Rook takes there, queen f4. I can't let the queen get back to get to either c3 or d4 here. Again, the dark squares are way too weak. Queen b5. It's kind of hard for him to create counterplay here. Queen e4. Here I saw the idea of g2 checkmating ideas. Queen to b3. And it looks like he missed it too. Knight to f4 here, and this is really bad here. Checkmate on g2, but also knight e2 check. He can't play just like queen g3. Knight e2 check would be a beautiful royal family fork here. Oh my gosh. And yeah, so we played f3 here. My plan was to go knight e2 check, and after, like, I don't know, king h1, knight takes, and just win the exchange. I thought after bishop takes, queen check here. But afterwards, I realized that if I took on c1, he has the exclam move of queen to c3. Oh my gosh. And at this point, it's checkmate, attacking the knight, and my queen's hanging here. This is what I almost fell for. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, I went ahead and just played queen f4 here. Attacking the rook yet again. Maybe knight to g3 check ideas. Of course, he's going to move the rook. He moved it to attack the knight. Check. Knight back. I'm not going to lie. You can see the time difference here. It's 1 minute to 18 seconds. This definitely played a role into it. Here we go. Queen c3. Checkmating ideas. One of the reasons why I brought the knight here was to stop these ideas. g5, just in case if I want to make an escape square. Rook e4. If he does try to play g4 here, I saw queen g3 check and get played. And actually, maybe this is what he's supposed to play here, because I think that's just like good for a draw. And I might have to give up the knight here. This is probably better for white here. No, this is even. Yeah, this is like a draw variation. Oh, you know what? I guess I could leave this on. I'll just leave on the analysis. Yeah, queen c3, g5. I just don't want the little marks being shown to me every move. Rook e4, queen g3, rook g4. It's a crazy how many pawns up I am. But, oh wait, I guess I'm only up one pawn. But I would think this should be a lot easier for me to trade down for a win. Queen to d6 here. h4, he's trying to open up this file here and get the attack going. And here I went lame and I just played queen c5 check. Again, it was more about time at this point. If I trade off queens, I wasn't going to get checkmate. Pawn takes. Rook over b8 attacking the bishop. Bishop e5, rook b4. Again, looking for some trades. And this is a winning position. I knew it. I knew that this was losing for me. Yes, this is really cool here. And he plays this beautifully. King h2. Here, he just simply has to trade rooks. Pawn takes, and then the pawn just pushes. And the knight is not going to be able to stop it. Notice that this pawn is underneath control because of the bishop, though. Oof. Yeah, I'm so glad he didn't find this. I mean, he has 7 seconds, so I don't really blame him for missing something like this. Pawn just takes here. Now he sees it. Takes. But now I guess it's like a draw. a5. I got to get the knight over there. Knight back. Knight over. Bishop to d4. This was his exclam move. Of course, if I take, then the pawn pushes and wins. But this is why it's a draw now. I just pushed my pawn forward now. Or I have a slight advantage here, but it's probably just going to be a draw here. Thank you for the follow. It's Amiya. Because, yeah, and again, you know, he has 2 seconds here, so I don't blame him for missing this. He pushed the pawn, and this loses instantly because I just trade, right? And after bishop takes, the passed pawn just wins. Yeah. Ugh, this was our first game and very tough game. Like I said, there was a lot of points in this game where I definitely could have made a mistake and lost. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go back and take a look at the second game that we played. I don't know if there's like an easier way to like pull up the games. Okay, so this was our first game where I had a 85% to 82%. Apparently in this game I had 92%. Oh, this game was so bad. Oh, hey, Unc, how's it going? How's it going? I was just reviewing the games. Thanks for joining. If you want to, actually, if you want to join in with the call, I'd be more than happy to do that. I don't have anything until 12 o'clock. So, Learning with Unc, if you want to join in for this, you're more than welcome to. Yeah, this was a tough one for him. He played the perk as black here, and I got a really good attacking position here. Thank you for the follow. And let's take a look at this one. I had a 92% and he had 70% here. Okay, cool. Yeah, so here we go. In this one, I'm playing the white side, as I said. So I start off with pawn to e4. And I'm going to switch this over. Like I said, I don't want to see all these little weird things. I'm just going to leave on the analysis. I don't want... Where's that button at? I just want the analysis on. I don't want the other stuff. The only way I know how to do it is like this. So we're going to do it like this. And then there. Okay, I don't know. I did it earlier, but apparently I can't figure it out now. All right, e4, d6. Ugh, I hate these little things. It bothers me so much. This is the, well, this could be a lot of different things, but this is basically a perk move order. d4, let's take that centaur. Knight f6 attacks the pawn. Knight c3 defends the pawn. This is one of the best ways to play. Knight d7 here, looking for e5. This now it makes it look like it's going to be a Philidor's defense. And one of the things I love to do here is pawn f4 and take that centaur. And here Unc never lets me. Some people will play g6 here, a lot of masters, and I get to play e5 and grab this by myself. Now this is good. This is bad. It looks like here it's a +1. I will tell you, I played this position against Naka at least 5 times. I got really good positions, but you know that Naka guy's kind of good. He keeps beating me. So I won't say it's the opening though. I think the opening I'm doing pretty well. What's up, Chess Destroyer? What's up, Rena? So knight to f3 here to attack the pawn. He took every time, which I'm very happy about that. Taking here opens up the game. Knight takes. You know, I never experimented. I do like to play queen takes d4 variations. But after knight takes d4, I kept getting good position, so I just kept playing it. Because if it's working, if it ain't broke, you know, yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So I just kept playing knight takes d4. All right, bishop d3, defend the pawn. He's more than welcome to take this guy. I don't really care. I'll just play takes or queen takes. d5 here, really interesting move. I was very happy to see this. I'm very happy to play e5. I'm going to keep the center closed, and I love to push my e and f pawns up for the attack. Knight e4, just castles. Yeah, trades here I think would only benefit him. Pawn takes here is interesting. Even knight takes here. Yeah, this messes up my flow, guys. I like my pawn structure. Beautiful. I don't want to trade off pieces so easily. Castles. Plus, I have a feeling that he has this memorized more than I do, so I don't want to do it. c6 here. Oh, wow. They give that a question mark move. I thought it was decent. Pawn structure. You know, I guess if anything, I might say maybe bishop e7, get ready to castle as soon as possible. Let's just castle. Pawn c6. Queen e1. Queen, yeah, computer doesn't like it. I like it. My idea is I'm going to be looking for the king side here pretty soon here. And also, I'm hoping that he'll take on d3 or c3 here. Sometimes, guys, wishes come true. Knight takes on c3. Pawn takes. Perfect. Again, my whole idea is to play f5, e6, and just keep this pawn storm a-rolling. He played g6 here. Not the best move. Although, I think he's already in kind of a little bit of trouble here with f5 coming up here next. So, yeah, I don't know. g6 gets played. f5, of course, to attack your opponent. You need open files and diagonals here. Thank you for the follow. Spartan and user. Bishop g7 got played. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, what else do you play here? I don't know what the improvement is. Okay, computer's saying play pawn takes. No human is gonna want to play that. I'm with Unc on this one. I play bishop g7. It's not the best move, but in a bad position, there's not great moves. You know what I mean? You know, here I'm sure he was hoping I'd play f6. And f6, I'm sure he would have been very happy because I closed my own files here. Now the bishop goes to f8, bishop e6, and I can't break through. I'm sure he was hoping for this. Hopefully, but luckily for me, I'm smarter than the average bear. I know not to play f6 here and close the position. Queen to g3, defending the pawn, looking for e6 and takes here. If he castles into it, guys, I'm more than happy to do this. Knight takes d3. Well, thank you for fixing my pawn structure. I appreciate it. Bishop d7. Bad move. Free tempo. All I was looking for was e6 or f6, and I got the tempo I want. That opens up the file. e6, baby. And is this the best move? They give bishop g5. Actually, bishop g5 does look better there. Yeah. Whatever, computer. Oh, look, it's only literally 0.01 better. At e6 here, perfect. Bishop takes check here. I thought he might play this because he can win the pawn. But here it's dark squares versus light squares because he has a dark square. I have the dark square bishop. He has a light square. So, yeah, it's just going to be really good attacking chances for me. Pawn takes over here. Obviously, I don't want to be down a piece. Pawn takes here. And here I took on g6. Pawn takes here maybe is also good. Yeah, look, it's about the same. But I saw that pawn takes here is going to keep the bishop bad behind the pawn structure. My queen's on the dark squares here. Ah, the dark squares are mine. Queen e7, free tempi. Bishop g5, develop with a threat. And I realized he couldn't play queen to g7 here. And if he can't play queen g7 here, it's just going to get terrible. The rest of it here is not, like, hard to find. Queen e5 here, free tempo on the rook. The king is trapped in the center here, guys. Ugh, this is an escape room where there's no keys. Rook g8 here, and here I just played simple. I just played pawn takes. I don't know, is there a better move here? No, pawn takes. Apparently this is mate in 6. Was I playing all the mating moves? Look at that, I was playing. Queen e5 was the first mate move. Pawn takes on h7 was the next mate move. And this is not the next mate move. I did not make progress this move. Rook takes f8 is mate in 5. I'm so bad at chess. Takes in check here. The idea is just to remove the defender to make another queen. Queen takes. Now I made a queen, and at this point he just resigned. And yeah, at this point, I mean the king's not escaping at this point, right? It's not gonna go well. It's not gonna go well here. Rook f4 is even more beastly and mean though. All right, game number 3. I'm off to a 2-point lead here. Feeling pretty good. It was a long day for me. I was teaching chess all day, and then I had camp with the kids, and you get sick. Okay, here 88% accuracy to 80% accuracy. So a decent game for me. I will train anybody, but you have to give me money, guys. My wife does not allow me to work free. Oh, dang, Unc's the only one getting brilliant moves in these games, guys. Unc is the brilliant guy here. I'm just the other guy. He played like a 2400. I played like a 2500 apparently. What was his move? Okay, I'm just gonna keep it on. Whatever. Okay, let's take a look at this game. I got the black side again. Knight f3, knight to f6, d4. He's obviously switching up his openings of not playing another Philidor defense as white or black. And here I play pawn to d5. I think I did hear him mention that he likes to play the colleague Zuxart. Not that I did any research into it, but I do know that the knight to d7 variations are the best ways to play against it from my research. And so here I will go ahead and play. He plays b3. This is the colleague Zuxart ideas. Knight to d7 right away. Apparently it's inaccurate. Whatever. Bishop b2, e6. Pawn c5. This is all easy moves here to play. Pawn b6. Bishop b7. Bishop d6 here. Knight e5. Very nice move here. One of the main ideas of these, what I like to call them the TLCs, the Tory London Collie, is to control the e5 square. And he's done a great job like this. Here we go. Yeah, I do online trading. Guys, if anybody does want or interested in lessons, just message me and I'll send you the rates. And then you can give me money or not give me money. F4 here, and yeah, this is not like my best life, but I will say I'm very happy that the knight's on d7 rather than c6 here. I do know one thing. I was looking for trades here, and I need to open up the queen side. Typically what happens is white is going to go for the king side attack, so he wants to keep the center closed. Black has to go for a queen side attack, and I need to open up the center to create counterplay. Game on. Let's see who gets to it first here. Thank you for the follow, Captain and Zid. Knight e4 here. Not the most accurate, like I said. I mean, as the computer will say, but again, I'm just looking for trades here. Pawn takes. Knight d7. Knight here. Was this the best move for him to take? Okay, bishop takes. Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was the best move for him. But we're going to see him get great counterplay here. Takes, knight c4, bishop e7. I think this made more sense to try to get on this square, actually. I want to take and hopefully play bishop c5. Bishop c7, and the only thing this bishop can do in its life is trade for the knight, and it wants better prospects. Thank you for the gift, Asteria. Knight takes here. I'll trust him on this one and say this is a good move. I would not have taken here. I don't know why he wants to, but I'll trust him on that one. Queen takes. Knight e5. Yeah, okay. Queen to c7 here. Pawn c4. Here I'm very happy because now I can take on d4 here. This is the time to take. Why do I take here now? Any way that he takes back here, I'm going to like. If he plays pawn takes here, I get a pass pawn. Also, I'm going to be putting pressure on this d pawn right here. If he plays bishop takes here, again, I'm going to be playing probably like f6, e5 ideas. Maybe rook to d8 first. And then, you know what? I will say I think he took the best way with queen takes d4. Computer doesn't like it. I'm human. This looks scary to me. Rook d8. There's checkmating ideas in the air. If you're not paying attention here, guys, you could lose the game pretty easily. What's a bad move to play here? Look at this move. h6. Not the best. Knight to d7 here. Checkmate, attacking the rook. This is bad, see? So you got to stay awake here. You can't fall asleep. No sleeping in your chess games, guys. Rook over to d8. Queen to c3. Pawn f6. I definitely was looking at bishop f8 here. But I guess f6 is the best move here. I'm trying to kick this knight away. Oh, that's why. I want my free tempo of rook to d3. I want to double the rooks. Here we go. Knight g4, rook d3, of course. Queen e1. Look at this guy. He's so aggressive, and he's playing this so well. This game's I could not rest on my laurels, my butt, because he's just creating lots of threats here. Rook to d8, double the rooks. Try to control the only open file here. Let's see what happens next. Oops. Yeah, queen to g3. Knight takes f6, bishop takes f6. This is not good. Let's run to the corner, which look, this bishop's just eyeing me. This is what nightmares are made of, guys. Already moves like bishop f8 look bad to me. Okay, what did he play here? Queen h4. Oh, that's bad. I thought it was a good move. Okay, again, I'll just play, just to kind of show the position a little bit. I'll just play like, I don't know, rook to b1, bishop f8, knight takes on f6. Looks like a bad move. Oof. Yeah, I was like, that looks like a bad move. That's a bad man. And so all these things are just in my head here. Pawn takes, bishop takes check. I guess bishop has to block. Bishop, you know, Unc does something like this later on, which maybe he was on the right track here later on too. Anyways, back to the game. He played queen h4. Oh, f5 is the best move here. I didn't play this because I thought queen h6 was a very strong move. Bishop c5. Knight. Oh, knight e5. I can't take. Knight f7 check. Oh, I do get out of this. There's some checkmate patterns. It looked familiar, but I guess not. Oh, I guess I was really worried about queen h6, but you know, I'm human, guys. I bleed blood, and I make mistakes. I know you guys don't believe me, but I do. Queen h4. I believed him. I played bishop f8. Apparently, it's a terrible move. Knight takes on f6. This is really interesting. I didn't think it was good, but apparently it's a brilliant move. Here we go. Pawn takes. Bishop takes. Bishop g7. Takes. And then here I think this is where he makes a mistake. I think he's just supposed to trade down for an endgame right here. And after rook to d1, I think I have to go like rook to d3. Because if you trade here, guys, this is not the position just to trade the rook right away. The rook is just too active. Yeah, this is just a winning position. +4. The bishops are not coordinated enough, and I can't block. So that's why in this position, you'd play rook to d3. Rook takes, pawn takes, bishop to e4. And then I'm pretty sure I'm just winning here. Yeah, I'm just winning at this point. But, yeah, he brought the queen back, and now this is just bad. I take the rook, of course. Trade off pieces. More steps to the endgame. And here, unfortunately, his king can't move anywhere. Obviously, he doesn't want to bring the queen back to trade. I can win this endgame. Yes, yes. I'll message Trini to see if he wants to do a match. Apparently, I'm gonna do one. I'm sure Badfish wants to play me. Although I want to play Bullet Chess Girl too. I have so many people I want to play. But yeah, we'll have to make a list and see who's on my list for me to play. Thank you for the follow. They know Kendon. Queen check here. The idea is that I want to snack these pawns over here, guys. If I can bring the bishop in, this would be a mate. And unfortunately for him, this is what happens. Because I can't checkmate with just the queen. And anything else, I could like try to make progress here, but then that gives him moves, and I don't want to do this. So here, check, 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 and now I can take and check here. Check, takes on b3. Funny enough, yeah, this is just working out. Here he tried to play an active move with f5. If the queen gets to e5 here, check, guys, I'm probably going to be getting a draw here. Or at least there's lots of ideas. Even queen to b8 check here. So, yeah, I played queen takes c4. And I guess, yeah, I think queen b8 check is the best move. Although the computer's saying king g1 should get played. Oh, this is in check. Oh, sometimes I impress myself, guys. I took in check. I'm smart. King f2. And now the whole idea is to bring the bishop in with check, and I'll be winning. Check, check, and now it's game over. Check, and then mate. Bam. Yes, sir. Yeah, very, very interesting game. The colleague Zuxart. He gets me in one of the... I think that's actually one of his wins later on. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4. Shut the door. Oh, this game. Oh, my gosh. This one was crazy. Crazy taxi. For all the old people in here. Let's see here. What was the accuracy in this one? I guess start game review. What was the accuracy in this one? I played 87%, but I got a brilliant in this one. I got a really nice Smothers Mate idea. All right, here we go. E4, D6. Again, he's sticking to his... I think they call it the lion rose or something like that. D4, knight f6, attacks the pawn, knight c3, defends the pawn, knight d7, f4. E5 here again, he's not letting me get e5 in, knight f3. Pawn takes, knight takes. We played this a few times. Wow, it's a mistake now. Okay. You know, earlier it was an interesting move, okay, guys? Now it's a mistake. Knight c5, bishop to d3, just to defend the pawn. As I said earlier, I really don't mind if he takes on d3, queen takes. G6 got played here. He's going for a quick fianchetto. And this kind of makes sense because, you know, it's hard to attack fianchetto systems. With that being said, I know how to do this kind of stuff. Let's go to castle. I'm very excited. E5, F5 ideas are in the air. Bishop G7. I have to be careful because now there's like knight takes E4 ideas with the knight hanging. It doesn't work right now, though, because my bishop takes and my queen can defend. King H1. Always a good idea to jump off this diagonal. Always my weird-looking move I play. Castles. F5 here. Let's bring it on. Let's start the attack. I want to bring my bishop out. Pawn C6. It looks like he's very used to this maneuver. And this is what I was talking about. This kind of queen B6 stuff would be attacking my king and also the unprotected pawn on B2. He's probably won tons of games like this. Bishop G5. Okay. It develops with the threat. Queen C7. Solid. Queen to D2. I'm going to keep my queen here. I would have rathered F3. But queen to D2, again, I don't want to fall for this knight takes. I need to keep my queen to keep defending the knight here. Queen D2 also comes with an idea of bishop H6. If I could trade this bishop off, I'll have really good attacking chances. Knight G4. Yeah, this turns out to be a mistake. Although, oh, interesting. I thought the reason why this was bad was because of pawn F6. You have to be careful, though, because, you know, Unc has ideas here. This is checkmating ideas here, right? I played F6 here to kill the bishop and hopefully try and trap the knight. But look, he has this great square in E5 here, too. Oof. The bishop retreats. Again, if he goes D5 here, this is losing now. Although he did make a checkmate in one threat, bishop F4. And then I'll take this bishop galore. All right, bishop H8. Thank you for sharing the live. Go to Nick. H3. Attacks the knight. Knight to E5. Great squares for these knights. But the bishop and the rook, he still needs to figure these out. But you know what? Maybe knight E6 can get played next. Not bishop E6. I think his Well, you know, bishop e6 is a move. It's not forced. I wouldn't take. That's why I would play knight to e6 here as black. And then get the bishop out and hopefully get the rook out. Alright, rook e1. This was the wrong square. I think I was supposed to play the d1 to defend on d3. Because now my queen needs to stay here as long as these guys are still attacking. Bishop d7. Not a bad square. Knight f3. These knights are too powerful. I can't move my queen anywhere. So I need to get rid of one of them. Rook e8. Of course I'm going to trade. Pawn takes. This is how he's been trained. Unless a lot of times when you play this kind of opening from a King's Indian defense kind of perk stuff. So I'm actually pretty surprised that it's... Well, you know what? I guess rook takes probably is best because you can double the rooks and put pressure on e4. Yeah, maybe this is best. I don't know. Unc is playing the right pawn structure here. So pawn takes is a move. And queen f2. Yeah, here I just missed I could play bishop h6 and win the rook. And I mentioned that during the game too. I was like, oh, I just missed that. I played queen f2 attacking the knight, attacking here. Knight e6. Free tempo for the bishop to go to h6 now and win the rook. Takes. And here I got to play precise because I got to open up the position as soon as possible. I need to get my rooks to open files here. I don't see a good way to attack the king here. Queen h4 is mute. I think after queen h4, the king just goes to g8, and I don't see a way to attack. And I have a lot of patterns memorized. So here, let's just take free pawns. Pawn takes. I have rooks, so I'm going to need open files at some point. And anytime you get a pawn trade in, that means an open file will happen. Knight f4. And here I saw a really cool idea. This knight is very annoying. So here I saw the idea. Queen c5 check. King over. Knight to d5 here. And this does two things for me. It's going to force a trade. Or it's going to give me open files here. I was expecting knight takes, pawn takes, and now this is being threatened. And I'm very, very happy here. But unfortunately, he didn't realize it was forced and played knight to e6. And now I saw it was a checkmate, which I did mention in the thing. So I was like, oh great, knight e7 check. This is all forced. King f8, smothers mate. Knight check g6. King over to g8, and here we have it. The smothers mate idea. Queen to f8. I don't think it's a brilliant move. I think if you study chess, like you could be like a 1200 and figure these things out. So yeah. Queen f8 check. Knight takes. Again, knight takes or rook takes. It doesn't matter. Notice that the king cannot take on f8 because the knight is protecting it. What's going on, God's fave? That's a great name, by the way. Knight e7 is just a check and a mate. Look at that. This is so weird. I don't think I've ever gotten this kind of checkmate pattern before. Yeah. What? What? Well, my students will figure this out. And I have 1,200 students, bro. Alright, let's go on to the next game here. I think this was our 4th game. Let's see here. Thank you, thank you. No, it's not a piggy. You're a piggy. This is an elephant. Okay, on to the next game. Oh, my little doggies are wanting attention. I gotta finish this up. Next one up. This one right here. Again, Unc is going to attack me. I don't know if Unc knows this, but I play Smith Mora as the white and the black side. In fact, you can see me playing this against a lot of the main guys, like Witty Alien. He stopped playing that against me. Chess with the King played it, but he stopped playing that against me. For a while, everybody was just kind of doing it. Oh, good. See you later, little piggy. So yeah, I know the theory really well. I actually helped write like the new theory for this, so I don't think Unc knew that. Here we go. 92% accuracy, but I have a lot of this memorized. I feel very confident as white or black. I take the pawn, and I take the pawn either way. You know, I play the white and black side of this. Here we go. E4, C5. It's Sicilian time. As Tactical Cabal calls me, I'm the Sicilian master. I love Sicilians. I play them as the white and black side. D4, it's Smith Mora time, baby. Pawn takes, C3, pawn takes, knight takes. A6, I recommend the E6, A6 variations. I'm going to play E6 next, so it doesn't matter. Thank you for the follow, Mats, Sergey, and Henry. E6, bishop C4. This is mainline theory. This is why E6 is better, because the bishop can't do the sacrifices on F7 here. Knight C6, knight E7, rook E1. Oh, one of the reasons why the knight goes to e7 here, guys. If you go f6, the pawn goes to e5. Now there is ways to get equality out of this, but the point is that black is going to get attacked and white has attacking chances. So one of my main ideas in chess is to make my opponents as unhappy as possible. So knight e7, knight g6, rook e1. Again, this is all theory. Knight d5 here. I don't believe this is theory, and it does say this is inaccurate. But with that being said, I don't want to play pawn takes and go into these lines. This is my own theory. I don't know if this is true. Bishop b7. Most people here will play d6. I will castle. They'll take. I take. And the idea is to play d5. But strong players will play queen to d6 here. And yeah, I don't like this position. I don't care if computer says they like it. I don't like it. And I'm the one playing this game. So I played bishop e7. He took. Queen takes. e5. Good move. Yeah, bishop g5 is a very good move here too. Although, to be honest, if he plays bishop g5 now, I will just play f6 and overprotect on e5. Just like in lots of openings, guys, e5 is the idea. I'm trying to bore them out. I'm trying to play a lullaby, make them fall asleep, and then win with a very bad game. All right, queen takes, e5, castles as soon as possible. b3, tricky ideas. He wants to play bishop a3 ideas. I'm sure he's done this before. Bishop g5 I thought was good. I thought this was a better one. Yeah, I'll play f6 here. But after pawn takes bishop h6, I guess my rook goes to f7. Rook to d8. I don't know. My position feels a little loose here. So, yeah, this is Learning with Unc. We played a match yesterday. I'm just going over the games. Okay, b3, bishop b2, or bishop a3 ideas. f6. I should have probably played b5 here first to get my bishop out as soon as possible. f6 here. a4. I missed this whole idea completely. I almost took on e5 here. Because even after pawn takes bishop a3, queen to f6, bishop takes, queen takes. If I can get d5 in, which I think is almost forced, I think I'm very, very happy here. This is a mobile pawn structure. Computer doesn't like it, but I'm a human. He's a human. I'm okay. Oh, hey, thank you so much for the raid, St. George. Thank you so much. I need to add you, St. George. Thank you so much. I'm gonna follow you right now. Thank you, St. George. Okay, here we go. So going back over here, like I said, I was thinking about giving up that guy. Bishop a3. Oh no. Here I decided against it, so I played a5, knight b4. Not losing the exchange. Queen takes. If I can get d5 in, my life is great. Queen d6. Computer doesn't like it. I think this is a very good move. This is a good human move here. Knight to f4. So again, I saw the knight to c2, but it looked like it was complications here. I do not like this. You're going to win the exchange, but my pieces are all asleep here. But then you're like, well, does a knight f4 not move the piece? Yes, but it does come with some tactical threats that attack the king. This is the Mexican Naka, as I like to say. The Mexican Naka. What's going on, Fast Snail? Rook b1 here. And this, he just missed the tactical threat altogether. Knight takes g2 here. Rook b1 I thought was to play bishop b2 here. Oh, I'll mention that, you know, he could have taken the b4 here, which I'm sure he saw. But grabbing this pawn is not a big deal. Again, I could play d5 here. My bishop can get out. I'm very, very happy. Yeah, they're saying d5 is not good because of my knight takes g2 ideas. Which, yeah, technically that's true right now. Anyways. Yeah, he played rook b1. Knight takes. Queen check. I can't checkmate with just one piece. And that's when I found the move. b5. Wow, it's just a good move. I thought this was great. The idea is getting a free tempo against the bishop and then playing bishop to b7. Hey, Soon, what's going on? So, they want queen takes f2 check first, king here. And then do I play b5? Is b5 now a good move? Yeah, okay. Well, I like the way I play it. I don't want the rook to come over to f1 in these variations. b5 exclam. I give it an exclam. Check, check, yeah. Again, if it's I don't know what he'd play here. If he moves the bishop away for safety, he'll get checkmated. So I don't think there was any free tempos for the bishop to move to. So the game's just pretty much over here. Bishop check, sure, why not? Bishop b7, the light squares are fatally weak. He took on e6 check, which actually kind of helps me out because the only escaping ideas was king f1 to e2. And we're going to see if we get control of this square next. King h8, of course. King f1, and now a nice move. Oh, it's force mate in 6. I doubt I found it. Yeah, now it's more than 8. Okay, whatever. Rook e8. I was hoping for queen takes, queen g2 check, king f1, and then rook takes and check here. And obviously we'll be winning pretty soon there. But Unc is too smart to fall for these childish things. He plays rook e3, and I saw I could win the queen here, but even better than a queen is going for mate. So I went ahead and played queen check. Bishop f3 check. Again, I could take the queen at my leisure, but checkmates are better. Check. Check. Oh, apparently I missed a mate in 2 here. What was the mate in 2? Queen d8. Rook c8 check. Oh, knight to d5. Dang it. I saw after rook c8, queen c4 we get played, and I stopped calculating. But knight to d5's mate. Dude. So Chad, bro. Okay. Anyways. Rook takes. Idea. Yeah, I mean, the queen's just there for the taking. The idea is to remove the defender of the rook here. So I played rook takes, and then check, and then mate. At this point, it was just really a matter of technique. I think this is our 5th game. Just asking. What's going on? We are begging in other channels to do what? Hey, St. George. Oh, St. George, I already followed you a while back. But thank you. Thank you for the follow. Okay, this is game 6, I think. I gotta finish this up. Okay, this is the last game. This is our draw game. This is me not being able to win. Here we go. Here he starts turning the tides on me. A little psychological game here. A little bit of psychological game here. Here we go. Let's go ahead and look at that. So here we go. E4, D6. Again, we're playing our Philidor's defense. F4, knight F3, pawn takes, knight takes. Is it this time? It's just a question mark at this point. Thank you for the gifts, guys. Knight C5, again attacking pawn. Bishop D3. So here he found Bishop G4, which I think might be the best for him. Knight to F3. E5, knight E4. He likes to do this. I'm just going to keep castling here. Taking here, I didn't like it before. I still don't like it now. Takes, takes. Queen E1, my typical idea. I want to go F5 and go for kingside attacking chances. Bishop takes here. That makes sense to me. Rook takes. And here, going queenside. I have all the kingside attacking ideas, so going queenside definitely was a good idea here. F5 here. This was the wrong move. I should have played like A4 or Bishop E3 or even Rook to B1, because there's no need to play F5 here if he's not gonna castle here, right? So that was just bad on my part. So F5 castles. Now there's no more attack over there, so I got to switch gears. Bishop E3, F6. Interesting move. Yeah, I don't think that's the best one, but okay. F6, now I get to pass pawn. Rook B1. My idea was to play Bishop B5 idea and try to win the queen and trap it. For instance, if H6 gets played, it's Bishop B5. If Queen B6, check will win the queen. Or if he plays Queen to D6, Bishop F4 wins the queen. With the same idea. So, but Unc's too smart for that. Knight E4. Oh, I thought this was a good move. Bishop takes A7 is not a move I'm playing. I played Bishop to D4 here. Just defending. I thought he might make some trades here. Bishop B5. Here I missed the free pawn, but it's one of those pawns that's not so bad because even though you lose it, you're going to get activity against the king. It's opposite side castling, so whoever gets the attack first will win. Takes. Queen B4. Does not like that move, huh? What is it like here? Bishop A6? Oh my gosh, bro. What the heck is Bishop A6? Pawn takes. Rook FB3. What the heck? Wow. I saw that. I just didn't want to play it, guys. That's really cool. I did not see that. Dude, computers are so mean, bro. Queen B4. Knight to d6. A really nice move, I thought. It defends on b7 ideas. Here we go. Rook c3. Again, a nice human move here. Was there a better chance here? He gets rook f to f1. I like this move. Rook c3. The queen took. I didn't mind the loss of this pawn. I saw I was going to get good attacking chances. e7 here. Ooh, what was better? Was it... Oh, bishop a6. I keep missing this brilliant move. Bishop c6 here, too. I was planning on blowing bishop d7, but this would take all of, like, 2 seconds for someone to take. Yeah, and you can see here the game's equal. So, I tried to get a little bit more out of it. e7, rook d7. Now I take. I guess queen takes was better. Rook e1. I'm going to try to hold on to the pawn as long as possible. Queen check here, trying to win the a7 pawn. c6, nice move. I think it's the only move, right? Like, if you play anything else. Do I have, like, rook takes c7 or rook a7, queen takes a7 ideas? Yeah, and then they don't win the pawn there. So c6, the only move. Rook e3. a6. Queen b4. A little bit of pressure on b7. King c7. Rook e6. Here I outplayed myself. I saw that he could play this move knight to e4, but I miscalculated. I thought I was going to be able to win the rook in check. Rook takes. Blunderous move. Queen check. And here, this was wrong. I think he just goes king to c8. And I think... Yeah, black's just much better here. Oh my gosh. Black is just better here. -2. Oh my. Yeah. My queen can't go anywhere. This pawn's actually kind of decent. Yeah. Luckily enough for me, he went the wrong way. Queen check. And yeah, I guess it's a draw now. Takes. Takes. Queen d8. Oh, it was technically a draw, so I did the right thing here. Oh, no, it's a win. What was Unc supposed to play here? Queen c4. What's the difference between queen c4 and queen a2? It'll probably be a draw again because of the moves I play. I probably should have maybe played h3 here. No, h3 and making a queen win here. So what was my mistake? My mistake was being human. He gets closer to me. I was really afraid of just some kind of checks here and maybe getting mated. And I'm winning the match, and I don't want to get a loss on the board, so I just repeated. I mean, I have 14 seconds. He has 8 seconds. I'm happy with the draw here. Shalom. How's it going? All right, on to the next one. This is Unc's win. Unc's win against me now. Let's see. Where is it at? Here we go. I forget what number this is. I have 3 more games, though. Oh, gosh, darn it. It's already 10:46. Okay, let's keep it going. Thank you for the follow. Let's see. What was the game review for this one? This one was... I assume I didn't do as well in this one. Wow, Unc has a 90% accuracy, while I was at a dismal 86%. He played like a 2600, and I'm not really surprised. Like, this was a very good game that he played. All right, here we go. I got the black side, knight f3, knight f6. Here we go again with another colleague Zuxart. Because of the move order, I messed it up and played this fianchetto system, which I don't think is the best here. I would have preferred to keep the bishop on the other way. Although, it is a little bit harder to attack me now. I'm doing almost the exact same setup. Bishop b7, rook c8, he does the exact same idea. Knight to e5. Looks like I'm doing good here. Knight to e4. Knight takes, pawn takes. I saw that this was good because the pawn structure got messed up. Queen d7. Queen c6. This is the only problem I had with this position, was I just didn't like it because I didn't see any active plans for me. So I played queen c6. I tried to make him move pawns up. Queen e6 attacking the pawn. Queen c3 to defend it. Yeah, this is kind of, you know, take the, hey Liverpool, what's going on? Just try to, I guess, take the file here, but I really don't like this position. It's boring. I need something more fun. This is why I like to play Sicilians. Takes, takes. He trades everything off. Good idea. Yeah, here he missed a win, I believe. He was supposed to play rook takes, which he does, but he missed e6 here. And how beautiful is this, guys? It's checkmate here and also attacking the queen. But if I play bishop takes, pawn takes, you can't stop the pawn. I saw this in the game and I was like, oh no. You know, you stop breathing for a second. So luckily for me, he misses it. Bishop takes, king f8, king over. I got to be careful. The same move, king e6, pawn check wins the bishop. I thought this was just a draw here. Bishop h6 was wrong, apparently. I did that because I didn't want to deal with e6 check. Bishop c6, I guess. Bishop h6, e6. That was a very nice move by him. Bishop c8. Apparently now he's grabbed the advantage. I'm glad I didn't play many endgames against Unc, because what was once a even position or drawn position is now much better for him. I saw I was losing a pawn here, at least from what I saw. I played the best move, bishop g7 apparently, because the whole threat is to play bishop a7. Even if you play a6 here, which I think I do now. Oh no, I played bishop e2 here right away. The bishop goes to a7, so one of these pawns will fall. Yeah, so bishop b2, a4, bishop d7 attacking the pawn, a6, b5. This is the best way out of it. Oh, so my intuition was correct. This is not really a win. This is, I mean, okay, white still has winning chances because they have the extra pawn. But because they're all on the same part of the board, what I can do is just try and trade these guys off. And then for the last pawn, I'll sacrifice a bishop. And then you trade off one more bishop, and then it's a draw. Although easier said than done. Here we go. Time's getting a little bit low here. Bishop f6. e5 I thought was best here to lock up the pawn chain. Pawn takes. Yeah, now it's a dead draw. g5. King e6. Check. Here I was getting, I mean, it's still plenty of time here, but I just didn't want to be losing. But Unc is doing a good job because he's actually making progress. Like, look, he has ideas here. And here I missed the bishop g8 check here. Just playing too fast. And then check, and then I lost. Like I said, I think there's reasonable chances here for a draw. But Unc does the right thing, and this is what I learned with Magnus Carlsen. Even in drawn positions, guys, you should keep trying to play for a win. Because why not? Why wouldn't you keep trying to make progress in these? All right, on to the next game. Very nice win there by Unc. All right, here we go. Yeah, it could have been a draw, but it's okay. Next game, here we go. This one over here. Let's see what the accuracy was this game. 2 more games left. I should be ending at 11, which is perfect. Oh, apparently I had a 96% accuracy? Wow. I guess I was not happy about that last game. Whoa, that's insane. I played like a 2700. Unc did good with the 84% accuracy. Wow, okay. Well, here we go, guys. That's crazy. That's really high accuracy. Is this like, it's 35 moves, so I guess that's good. Okay, again, here we go for another Philidor. e5, knight f3, knight takes, knight there, knight there. Because he did really well and got a draw last game, I assumed he was going to repeat, and he does. But this time, I keep things a little bit different. I played h3. He doesn't trade there. I'd be happy with trade because it just helps develop my queen. Castles, c6. e5 here right away. Again, I'm feeling a little too aggressive here. Pawn takes here. Knight d5, knight takes, isolated pawn. And here, queen e1. I'm going for my standard kingside attack here. Knight takes, pawn takes. Queen to g3. Simple idea. I'm going to go for kingside attack. Although I can't say... Oh, wow. Yeah, it is better for black here, apparently. Slightly. Bishop g5 here. I want to trade this guy off to have a knight versus bishop here. Bishop e6. d4. Just trying to make a very solid position here. Rook f2. I'm going to double my rooks. Again, I think my aggressive tendencies are there. And here I found knight to h4. I think, yeah, here he just has to move the queen, maybe to c7, and the game is equal. Unfortunately for him, he missed... I mean, he saw the idea of knight to g6 by itself. Right? Because knight g6 is just going to skewer, just fork him, right? And the pin, because we'll take on f8. Unfortunately for him, though, he played king g8 here, and this still works because I'm going to be getting the 2 pieces for it. Now, he does a good job, and I think there is drawing chances here. That's why the position's saying only +4 here instead of +9 or whatever. Because there is ways that you can get a blockade on the light squares here. Queen f5 here, trying to get the queen in to d7, attack the pawn structure. Pawn there. Queen g4, because he doesn't want the queen to get to d7. G6, and here, this is where he blunders. Although he had the right idea, he's trying to get the pawns on the light squares here. I get to check here. And then here, he played a little too fast and played king e6. Here, oh wow, g5 would have been perfect. Look, g5, and look, the rook is blocking. I have some weak squares around here, but he's still holding here. But lucky for me, he blunders and plays king e6. And now you could grab the pawn as usual, but here, queen check just wins the bishop, so game over. King back, check. Pawn up, check there. And then check, and then mate. Awesome. Woof. Yeah, that game, very, very solid play by me. I don't particularly like that game. All right, last game here, guys. Last game. I believe it's the last game. Yeah, the last games I'm not happy with how I played. Very, very lame. Oh, wait, there's two more? Oh, no, this is the last one. All right, here we go. Last game, guys. Here we go. Let's see what the accuracy was and everything. Game review. Let's see what my accuracy was in his. Yeah, not a very well game for both of us. I only played like 85%, and he only did 75% here. So, okay. Let's take a look and see how this game went. E4, C5, Sicilian time. D4, pawn takes C3. Pawn takes. Again, I'm very used to all the theory, but Unc has different plans in mind, and after I'm like, okay, I feel really good about this. I know theory way too much for the common person. He played H4, and I'm like, oh, no. I remember Witty Alien played this against me and got a win. And I've had some other people play this against me too and get wins, so I'm just like, okay, I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. I played knight c6, bishop f4, pawn d6, already move I'm not happy to play. G4 here. I definitely thought this was a little too aggressive, Unc, but hey, he wants to go down swinging, and I don't blame him. Here we go. E5 here to win the pawn here on G4. Bishop g5, a nice move. And here, I played bishop e7. Okay, good. And bishop e7 apparently is the top move here. You don't want to play pawn f6 here. This is too many pawn moves, guys. Yes, I won a pawn, but it just felt wrong. So I played bishop e7 here. Rook g1 to defend the pawn. Makes sense to me. Pawn h6. Oh, they don't like that move. It likes bishop takes g5. I don't like that. I don't like knight f6 either because bishop takes g5. So that's why I played h6 here, which apparently is bad. Bishop takes, knight takes, free tempo. d6 is weak. Queen d2. I mean, I even though computer says they like my position, I think I like white's more. It looks a lot more fun. And my life is all about fun, man. At least I'm trying to make it fun. Knight g6. You know, another interesting move here is pawn to g5 here. Yeah, I don't know. Queen d2 is also good, going queenside and getting ready to attack me. Perfect. Knight g6. It hates this move. Well, I hate you too, computer. Knight, pawn h5. Knight to f4. I love my knight here. Castles. Bishop e6. Oh, this was the best move. I guess there was no good way to defend the pawn here. So I just went ahead and just played bishop e6. I dropped the pawn. I was like, oh, I just dropped the pawn there on d6. Typically, I have a bishop here. But Unc traded it off. Queen to f6. Okay, I played the wrong move there. What was I supposed to play? I almost just traded and tried to play an endgame. Queen a5 is also a move. You know what? I do like queen e5 a lot more. It defends on e5 here. So why did I play queen to f6 here? Wow. Okay. You ever look at yourself in the past and say, do better? That's what I'm saying. Do better, Jesse. Queen f6, terrible move. Both of these are threatening rook f6, but I mean rook to d8 here. But the problem is like the knight to d5 will attack the queen here. Rather, no attack here. Queen f6, knight d5. Oh, this was a mistake. Oh, and I played the perfect way here. So I did calculate this. I was thinking he was going to play this. It was knight takes. Pawn takes is the human move. The knight's unprotected. But the idea here is to make the rook unprotected. So we go queen f4 check. Don't just take on f tree. After pawn takes here or here, there's counterplay, right? I mean, both of these look bad. I can't castle. My king looks unsafe. So here, queen f4 check. And if he moves the king over, which he did, now I take the knight attacking the rook. Although I guess the same thing happens here too. But apparently it's better. If he tries knight to d2 here, I did look at this. We just go rook to d8. We stop the skewer, or the fork, and, you know, I'll be okay. I think queen c7 gets played, and whatever. I'll survive this. But my pieces are active. I can only survive with activity, guys. Queen f4. I can only survive if I'm making progress. Little metaphor for life there, guys. Queen takes... okay, queen takes f3 was a blunder. I was like, well, okay, I played so well. And then I played so bad. Yeah, I thought I was just winning because of free tempo here. I was attacking here, attacking here. What was I supposed to play here? Rook to d8? Okay, rook to d8 makes sense. Queen c7. Queen e3. And then rook takes or bishop takes. Yeah. Okay, well, this is the life we live, guys. Queen f3 got played. Terrible move. He took here, and I was like, oh, crap. But here I did see that I had rook to d8. A skewer. So I'm curious on why it's only giving it like a -1. I won 7.5 to 1.5. Pawn takes check. Oh, this is a blunder. I thought this was his best move. Because here, Unc spent a lot of time here. I played rook d8. He had 2 minutes and 33 seconds. Oh, I thought he spent a lot of time here. Maybe it was after this move he spent a lot of time. Yeah, here he spent a whole minute. And I think this was his only try. What was the computer saying here to play then? Wow, bishop e2. Okay. Why is bishop e2 here good? Oh, rook takes. Bishop takes. Oh, that's crazy. And if I just move my queen away, he can move his queen away. Wow. Wow. Logical, logical, logical. He played the blunderous move as I probably would have myself. Pawn takes check. I did realize king takes f7 was wrong. Because then bishop c4 check gets played, and now my king is running out of good squares here. I have to play a king here, and I don't know, I'm probably getting mated pretty soon. So here, correct move. Queen takes an f7. And here, the computer just says queen takes d8. And that would be an easy win there. So here he played the move I would have played, bishop c4. Now if you take, bishop takes in check. If you take back, it's just an equal game. You can go up the exchange here too with just king e7 and just defend the rook. Oh, wait a second. No, wait, up the exchange. What am I thinking? Just king e7 is an equal game. I saw the right move, though. What's the right move here? Oh, I just take the free piece. Yeah, I forgot my own thought process. Just take the free piece. Luckily, my queen's guarding on e6. And I did see queen g6 check, but don't forget, queens can move backwards. Queen f7. Check here. Knight takes. Obviously, just trading down here is good for me. Here, this becomes a little bit more complicated than I like, but I know that if I win this game, the match is over. Queen f4, I'm being really annoying. Unc makes good moves. If I take the pawn, he takes my rook. Yeah, I have probably as much confidence as I did going over the game. Trading off rooks here. Just making the game a little bit easier for me to understand. I saw the check there, but there's no more checks after that. And then here, a5. Once you bring the knight in, you should be good. b3, and yeah, I was pretty confident about this. Queen to d2 check. I think he has to bring his king back to a1 or b1. Unfortunately, here he played the king a3, and this loses immediately. I just forced the queen trade here. And then I get the pawn across the board. And then I was able to figure out this checkmate with the queen and a knight. Very, very hard stuff for me. Here we go. Check, check, and then mate. Woof. All right, that was the full game review for all the games I got to play with Learning with Unc. Thank you, Unc, for playing the match with me. Looking forward to my next matches. Maybe Bullet Chess Girl. Maybe, was it Trini? Yeah, and I wouldn't mind playing Shams. I definitely want to play General Zod someday. That would be fun. I know he's very busy, so that would be cool. Alright, guys, if you haven't already, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe. And I will see you guys later. Today's stream is done. I will go ahead and raid Jacuzzi for those that want to stick around. She's a beginner player. She likes to play chess, and she talks about her thought process while she's playing her games. So, Let me go ahead and get the raid ready for her while doing that. Okay, guys, I'm gonna be done in a second. Please stop. Please stop. You're scratching me. You're scratching me. All right, here we go. Bam, bam, Sam, Cham. All right. Oof. Good stuff. Good stuff. Wanna be my for real dude? Add me, please. You can add me, Vinay. All right, let's go ahead and raid. Okay. All right, guys, I'll check you later. Have a nice Tuesday. Bye.